Hey, stop what you're doing. Look at this right now. Someone is stealing your property as we speak. They've talked to a lawyer about making fake papers. This isn't just some random person, Tilda. They've been planning to take what's yours for months. We caught them on camera. This isn't like other property fights, Tilda. These people want what you worked hard to get, and they'll use dirty tricks to take it. The thieves have been going through your papers when you weren't looking. They're setting traps, questioning where your land ends, and getting ready to claim what's yours. They're working together to steal your property right now. Lucky for you, this message reached you today, Tilda, when you can still fight back. I'm telling you this just in time, so you can protect your land before you lose it forever. This explains why odd things have been happening lately. Remember those weird questions about where your property lines are? How about when someone seemed too interested in your paperwork? Or those just curious talks about who owns what? Those weren't innocent conversations, Tilda. They were gathering details to steal from you. Their plan started when they realized your property has something valuable you might not even know about. Now they're looking for legal loopholes before you catch on. But I won't let them steal from you without warning you first. You need to act fast. Thinking your paperwork is solid, believing the law always protects owners, or trusting that property rights can't be challenged, none of that will save you from determined thieves with lawyers helping them. You don't have much time to stop this. Getting ahead of their legal moves is critical. Act now and prevent the theft. Wait too long, and you'll be fighting to get back what was already taken from you. Trust your gut feeling, Tilda. Those recent talks about your property weren't normal, were they? Hit that like button right now, Tilda. I mean immediately. Smashing that like button tells these thieves you're onto them and creates a virtual shield around your legal rights. An army of property defenders stands ready, waiting for you to recognize what's happening. They've watched these thieves planning, knowing you'd eventually need to stand up and protect what's rightfully yours. Write "My property is protected" in the comments if you're ready to fight back against this theft happening behind your back, Tilda. It might be further along than you realize. When you type those words, powerful legal knowledge will flood your mind. This is the biggest property alert I've ever had to share. Your ownership is at risk right now. But you must act fast, Tilda. This warning window won't stay open long. The thieves are moving quickly, so you need to move faster. The thieves didn't start yesterday. They've been working on this for months. The clues have been right in front of you, Tilda. Little actions that point to this attack on your property. Remember when strangers seemed weirdly interested in where your land ends? What about those out-of-nowhere questions about when you bought your place? Or casual chats about your paperwork? Those weren't friendly conversations, Tilda. They were scouts gathering information for the coming theft. Right, I see the signs now in the comments as your eyes open to the truth. This theft plan has specific patterns you can spot now. Every coincidence involving your property papers connects to their coordinated attack. Looking closer, the pattern jumps out at you. Have you noticed anyone taking pictures of your land without asking? Has someone wanted to see your deed just because? Have you gotten strange mail about property surveys or checking boundaries? These thieves know more than just basic facts about your place. They've looked for weak spots in your ownership claims. They've searched for loopholes in your paperwork. They've found ways to challenge where your land ends. None of this happened by accident. It's all part of their step-by-step plan to take what's yours. Watch for these warning signs. When someone asks how you'll pass down your property after you're gone, when they wanted to know about improvements you've made, when they talked about zoning changes, they weren't making small talk. They were collecting ammunition for the legal fight they're planning against you. Wake up to these danger signals. See how they connect to reveal the organized theft operation targeting your property right now. Listen carefully. Their attack is reaching the danger point right now. They picked this exact moment in your ownership journey to strike. Any earlier would have been too obvious. Any later and they'd already have filed papers against you. Your property timeline matters more than you know. Certain ownership anniversaries, paperwork dates, and legal deadlines create windows when thieves can attack. Pay special attention if you're near the anniversary of buying your property or if tax assessments are coming up soon. Type "I'm watching the calendar now" in the comments as you learn their schedule. Property thieves choose specific times to launch legal attacks. Knowing this helps you stop them before they can finish what they started. Watch for warning signs during government transitions. Look for increased requests for your documents before recording deadlines. Notice unusual questions near tax assessment time. These patterns revealed the careful planning behind their theft attempt. These thieves work on a schedule. Some attack during holidays when office is close. Others target weekends when you can't verify information easily. I can show you which timing factors matter most in your situation. Think about when your property suddenly became more valuable. When did zoning changes affect how your land can be used? When did neighbors sell their properties? These weren't random events. They follow patterns that thieves exploit, patterns you can now recognize. They've planned their attack according to legal calendars. Court filing deadlines, recording office schedules, and government inspection cycles. These create opportunities that property thieves try to use without you noticing. Their theft plan runs on a precise schedule. Calculated for maximum legal advantage against you. Let me tell you who's coming after your property. The people targeting what's yours aren't strangers. Many are people you already know. Some act friendly to your face while others stay distant. They're working together more closely than you realize. The suspects might surprise you. Maybe it's a neighbor worried about property lines who secretly talk to lawyers. Perhaps it's a relative who thinks they deserve part of your property and has been collecting documents to prove it. It could be a developer who sees how valuable your land really is and wants to force you to sell. Comment "I know WH shows behind this" when you start connecting the dots. The seemingly unrelated people suddenly interested in your property often know each other through hidden connections you haven't spotted yet. These thieves didn't pick you randomly. They chose your property after carefully looking at factors most owners never notice, searching for vulnerabilities they could exploit. Once you identify these conspirators, you'll see their methods more clearly. I can help you track their activities with greater awareness from now on. Look beyond their excuses to their real motivations. Challenges to your ownership usually come from simple greed disguised as legal entitlement. Seeing this truth helps expose what they're really doing. The people you see aren't always the only ones involved. Silent partners often finance property theft schemes from the shadows. These hidden players provide money, connections, and legal expertise to separate you from what's rightfully yours. Everyone in the group has a specific job. Some gather information. Others create legal challenges. Many contribute special skills to the theft attempt. Recognizing these roles helps you break up their coordinated strategy. I've uncovered the legal traps they're setting for you right now. What they're planning goes beyond simple theft. It's a network of technical challenges designed to confuse you and the courts. See how they're manipulating documents against you. Those small errors in property descriptions weren't mistakes. That questionable survey line. The unclear language about who can cross your land. All these become weapons in their legal attack on your ownership. Type "I'm avoiding their traps" as you learn their legal tricks. Beyond basic paperwork, they're preparing complex legal arguments about adverse possession, easements by prescription, boundaries by acquiescence, or title defects that could cloud your ownership and force you into expensive court battles. Their strategy has multiple phases. First, they'll file minor objections to create a legal record of disputes. Next, they'll introduce conflicting surveys to create boundary confusion. Then, they'll find people willing to claim they've used parts of your land for years. These tactics show how they gradually escalate their approach to stealing your property through seemingly legal means. Watch for their documentation strategy. Some schemes involve creating false paper trails claiming alternative ownership. Others focus on finding technical flaws in your existing paperwork. Many try to overwhelm you by attacking on multiple legal fronts simultaneously. I can show you exactly which vulnerabilities they're targeting. The technical language most owners overlook. The recording requirements many people miss. The maintenance responsibilities that, if neglected, create legal openings for challenges to your rightful ownership. Don't worry, you're not fighting alone. You have powerful allies defending your property rights right now. Legal protections and property safeguards already exist, waiting for you to activate their full protective power. These built-in protections show up in specific ways. Property laws established specifically against fraudulent claims. Documentation requirements that prevent easy forgery. Recording systems creating permanent ownership records. These protections have guarded property rights for generations, ensuring legitimate owners keep what's rightfully theirs. I'm activating my protectors in the comments as you learn their roles. Some legal protections stop boundary encroachment cold. Others secure your title against false claims. Many establish clear procedures that thieves find nearly impossible to manipulate. Feel the strength of these protections growing clearer. Legal presumptions favor existing owners like you. Strict requirements make challenging established boundaries difficult. The heavy burden of proof required to overturn recorded documents works in your favor. These weren't created by accident. They evolved specifically to protect legitimate owners from exactly the schemes targeting your property now. These protection systems were established long before this theft attempt. Legal frameworks were created to defend against the exact strategies now being used against your property. Now you'll understand why certain property laws seemed overly technical. These requirements create deliberate barriers against the very theft strategies being deployed against your property right now. Beyond the protections you can see, powerful legal principles stand ready to defend you. Ancient concepts like first in time, first in right and constructive notice give established owners powerful advantages against those trying to game the system through deception or technicalities. It's time to arm yourself with powerful legal tools to defend your property. These ownership protections have always been yours, waiting for this moment when you need them most. Your documentation powers are stronger than you know. Title insurance protects against hidden claims. Survey rights establish definitive boundaries. Recording acts create public notice of your superior ownership. These legal weapons become incredibly powerful when actively used. Comment: I'm arming myself legally as you learn about verification powers. Requesting official property records, demanding survey certification, and requiring documentation authentication becomes your go-to response when anyone questions your ownership. Your legal arsenal includes preemptive actions too. You can file affidavits confirming ownership details. You have rights to record additional documentation clarifying boundary descriptions. You possess the power to publish notices warning against trespassing or adverse claims. These legal weapons grow stronger every time you use them. Expand your protection through smart documentation. Secure witnessed statements about how your property has been used historically. Document your long-term maintenance activities that prove ownership patterns. Create photographic evidence of boundary markers. These protective measures become crystal clear when you actively defend your property. Communication becomes a powerful weapon. Send formal written responses to any inquiry about your property. Mark boundaries clearly so they're visible to everyone. Require explicit permission for anyone to access your land. These communication tools strengthen your legal position against theft attempts. Don't fight alone. Professional help multiplies your effectiveness. Legal experts, title professionals, and boundary specialists provide powerful reinforcement when brought in early. The best part? You don't need complex legal training to use these tools. Simply asserting your rights activates these powerful owner protections. Let's prepare you for what happens next. When property thieves realize you know what they're doing, they'll react in predictable ways. Knowing this helps you handle the confrontation with confidence instead of fear. First, expect denial. They'll claim innocent motives. They'll try to make everything sound like a misunderstanding. They'll work hard to make you seem paranoid or defensive. These reactions actually signal good news. You've disrupted their theft timeline successfully. Type "I'm ready for confrontation" as you learn response strategies. Start keeping detailed records of all interactions about your property. Replace casual conversations with documented communications when addressing property concerns. The confrontation follows specific phases. First comes the challenge period where false claims emerge openly. Next is the documentation stage, where competing paperwork appears. Finally comes the resolution phase where formal legal proceedings might become necessary. Recognizing these stages helps you track your progress through the protection process. Watch for their resistance patterns. They'll try creating confusion about facts. They'll switch between aggressive demands and settlement offers. They'll appear to retreat before launching renewed challenges. These tactics are standard theft strategy, not legitimate concerns requiring you to give in. Timing your responses properly is crucial. Sometimes immediate correction of false statements protects your interests best. Knowing which documentation to present at specific challenge points helps too. Understanding when formal legal assistance becomes necessary gives you strategic advantage. Don't just react, be proactive. Each confrontation gives you opportunities to strengthen your ownership documentation, establish clearer boundaries, and create stronger legal protection than you had before the theft attempt began. Remember this: property thieves typically give up when faced with prepared, knowledgeable owners who clearly understand their legal rights. Let me show you what your property ownership looks like after defeating theft attempts. This knowledge helps you create stronger protection, ensuring your property remains secure permanently. Enhanced documentation becomes your new normal. What once seemed like excessive record keeping becomes your routine. Regular boundary verification. Systematic ownership confirmation. Consistent documentation updates. These practices become your property protection lifestyle moving forward. Comment: my future is secure as you learn how relationships around your property will change. Interactions involving your land shift toward clear, documented communications. Casual conversations about boundaries or ownership rights end permanently, replaced by formal, recorded statements preserving your clear position. Your ability to spot trouble improves dramatically. You'll recognize early warning signs of property schemes immediately. Red flags that once seemed innocent will trigger your attention instantly, leading to immediate protection measures. Regular vigilance becomes second nature. Property inspections. Boundary maintenance. Documentation updates. These transform from occasional activities to essential protection rituals in your ownership experience. Your community connections shift too. You'll naturally connect with other property owners who share your protection awareness. Sharing information about potential schemes creates neighborhood security extending beyond your individual boundaries. Proactive legal positioning becomes your standard approach. Regular title updates. Boundary agreements documented with cooperative neighbors. Recorded affidavits confirming long-term usage patterns. These measures create progressively stronger ownership evidence year after year. The best part? This protection knowledge transforms how you enjoy your property. Rather than making you paranoid, awareness gives you confidence, allowing fuller appreciation of what you've rightfully secured against those who would take it through deception. Your experience creates valuable protection wisdom for others facing similar threats. Once your property is secure, your knowledge becomes powerful help for friends and family dealing with potential theft attempts. You'll develop special recognition abilities. Your heightened awareness helps identify warning signs when others describe unusual property situations. Your experience creates pattern recognition that spots theft schemes early, when stopping them is easiest. Right, I'll protect my community as you discover education opportunities. You'll explain complex legal concepts in simple terms, making protection accessible for people without technical knowledge. Your real-world experience transforms abstract threats into clear patterns that anyone can understand and respond to. Teaching moments will appear naturally. Your journey qualifies you as a protection guide for others. Your experiences provide perfect real-world examples that make abstract legal concepts understandable for those just developing awareness. Collaborative protection creates harmony. After securing your own property, you can help others implement similar measures while respecting appropriate boundaries. This creates powerful prevention networks extending protection across multiple properties in your community. You'll feel special compassion remembering how vulnerable you felt before developing awareness. Your protection journey creates natural empathy for others facing similar threats. Protection wisdom flows more effectively through your guidance as property rights become properly respected among those you help. Practical protection wisdom becomes your gift to others. Your presence communicates security consciousness to everyone you meet. Technical legal details become less important than the ownership confidence you inspire through your successful protection experience. You'll maintain strong security awareness while helping others develop their own protection skills. Your assistance strengthens rather than replaces others' ownership responsibility. The most powerful property protection truth emerges now with perfect clarity. Your ownership rights have tremendous power when actively defended. Beyond mere documentation, your vigorous defense creates overwhelming evidence of legitimate ownership that defeats technical challenges through sheer verification weight. Comment: my property is mine forever as you learn the final security steps. Keep organized documentation easily accessible. Establish clear boundary marking visible to everyone. Build relationships with legal professionals before emergencies arise. Every step toward better documentation and clearer boundaries builds essential security. Nothing is wasted effort. All protective measures contribute significantly to making your ownership certain and secure. The beautiful truth is surprisingly simple. Effective property protection requires consistent attention rather than complicated legal strategies. Simply staying alert handles most security needs. Your connection to your rightful property goes beyond technical paperwork. It flows from your legitimate acquisition and proper maintenance that established your superior legal position from the beginning. Complete protection activates in your life now. All this knowledge integrates into your ownership experience, permanently strengthening your property rights against anyone who might challenge them through deception. Receive this ultimate property blessing. Your vigilance guards your property constantly. Your understanding defeats each challenge completely. Your protection stands firm in perfect legal standing as you claim what's rightfully yours against all